Hi, welcome to part two of the overhaul of my xs750. It's a 1979 that my grandfather bought new. It's been sitting for the last 20 years or so. I've pressure washed off most of the dust and that kind of stuff and brought it into the shop. My goals are to get it kind of stripped down, ready for me to start working on the paint work, and also just to assess what it's going to take to get the motor running. The obvious stuff is going to be going through the carburetors and the batteries, get a new battery in it, and fresh oil, that kind of stuff, and just see if the motor will run. If the motor fires up and sounds good, then I can mostly move forward with like aesthetic type stuff and some of the other mechanical repairs as far as the brakes and that kind of thing. But I'm going to try to make a hit list of what parts needs to be ordered to get the motor going and get it broken down somewhat. So I'm going to get started on that now. Okay, so I've got the bike stripped down. I got the paint off of it. Most of the electrical components look pretty good. I was a little worried that maybe some mice or something had gotten in there, but it looks like it was just some spider webs that needed to get knocked out of there. So that's good. I got the carburetors pulled out. As far as I know, there were no running issues with the carburetors. And other older Japanese bikes that I've done like a CB750 before and messed around with some other ones. The carburetors are usually, if you can get those dialed in, that's usually the bike will run pretty good unless there's been some sort of catastrophic engine failure. As far as I know, there was no running issue as far as jetting or synchronization with these. So I'll go ahead and order a set of rebuild kits. And I'm going to try to leave them assembled as a bank and just drop the bowls and clean them out, put fresh jets that are the same size in, and leave the carb sync where it is. I can check it later if it seems like I have any running issues, and I'll go ahead and put new floats in there too. But they look pretty good. No real issues there. The manifold boots were completely trashed. I mean, just wiggling them out of there, they just disintegrated and cracked completely. So I'll get a new set of those coming as well. Let's see. I'm also get a new battery on order. The clutch lever, at some point something bumped into it, or it must have fallen over because the clutch lever is sheared off. So I'll order a new one of those right away. It would be nice to, even on the lift, just to be able to put it in gear and run the transmission through the gears. See how that goes. And I think I'm gonna leave off this big air intake box and just order a set of pod filters for the carburetors. Might end up having to do a little bit of jetting or adjustment as a result of going to a higher flow filter, but I definitely prefer them, and I think the bike will look better without that big bulky piece of plastic in there. Oh, and let's see if the engine after 20 years feels like turning over at all. It's not going to start, obviously, but let's make sure it's not locked up. All right, I'll take that as a good sign, and I'll go ahead and order some stuff, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for checking it out. Just one other thing to mention too, if you're interested in checking out some of my metal work or bikes I've done in the past, you can find me at madebyjake.org, and there's also links on the bottom of each page for social media, so you can feel free to add me on Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram handle is at madebyjake_, and I'm under Jake Ultraviolence on Facebook. Thanks.